Brilliant. Perfect. So, however you are, wherever you are, just notice that in this moment you are. You are a living, breathing, thinking, feeling, pulsing, beating being. And that is what is here. So just notice. Let's start with the basics. So however you come to this meditation, see if you can take up a posture that supports your body. Knowing that you can make adjustments as we go. These meditations are not about being perfect. Notice if there's parts here that are striving for some kind of an outcome. And acknowledge that they are here, present. And see if you can attune to your breath. Maybe this is the first opportunity you've had the whole week just to yourself. Just to be. Maybe you've had such a busy week and now is your opportunity. And there might be parts of you that are resisting this openness. Parts that were far more comfortable doing, being busy. The thought of silence or meditation for these parts can be really frightening. So let's acknowledge that. What comes to mind when you hear the word meditation? Sometimes maybe you've heard people say this, I'm not good at it. I can't meditate. So then we get curious about this part of us that really dislikes spaciousness. What is it afraid would happen if you just sat down and did nothing? But just notice if there are any parts that fear meditation. You may also be aware of parts that really relish the sense of spaciousness, time to listen to the inner world. Time to slow the breath down. Listen to your heart. There might be parts that feel really nourished. There might even be really quiet, shy parts that normally don't get to be heard over the top of the clamor of the louder parts. So meditation can be really an opportunity for them to be heard. And often there's a mixture of parts. Some that enjoy it, some that don't. And they often compete with each other. They're polarized. And notice how there's space within you as self for both or all the parts to be witnessed. You cast your awareness a little bit wider, a broader light. You'll find that you can encompass all these parts. They can be here with you, held gently. And really, meditation is a way to equalize all the voices within. So we're not striving for some perfect, pristine inner peace, where we're trying to quieten down the loud voices. There's no value judgment here. There's nothing to attain by being aware of the totality of our experience. In the end, we find that all the voices are equalized. It's another way of saying they start to sing in harmony, in peace. When it takes practice. When we haven't done meditation previously, initially, it can feel quite painful, disconcerting, uncomfortable. And then imagine you're a really fantastic sound engineer. And the more more we meditate, the more we make space to listen to our inner sounds, the more we can adjust, tune in, tune out, to a point where we equalize. The analogy in IFS that is often used is that of an orchestra. So the self is the conductor. And it compassionately, gently, lovingly conducts the inner orchestra, the inner voices. Initially, when we come to meditate and witness our inner world, we can come to see that it's quite disorganized. Inner voices shouting over the top of each other, replaying memories, calling in dreams, wishes. Or sometimes people, when they come to meditate, it suddenly goes quiet. Suddenly, when there's a spotlight on the part, it just goes quiet. It disappears. Whatever your experience is, just know that if you persevere, if you persist, one of the qualities of self, persistence, slowly, bit by bit, we equalize, harmonize the inner world. The shy, quiet parts gain a voice. The loud, overbearing parts quieten down until there's a soft, gentle inner murmur, like a babbling brook. gentle flow of a river. And it's not necessary to do any of that by force. We do it by gentle patience, persistence, and presence. 3 qualities of self. If you ever come to your meditation practice and you find yourself having a really difficult time, know that the persistence and patience and presence of self has got you covered. It's built in to self. Self knows how to navigate this. And notice what your expectations are from this practice. And notice if you can make space. Maybe there's some serious meditator parts that expect total silence and total peace. If you can make space for that expectation. Maybe there's a part that really hopes that it's going to be pleasurable and enjoyable. See if you can make space for that. And notice how the inner world flows like the ocean. The waves roll in and they roll out. Just as we become aware of parts, and then that part's voice dissipates, and then maybe another part comes in its place. There's an undulation, perpetual flow. A regulated nervous system isn't always perfectly calm with a flat line. Neither is it a whole bunch of ups and downs, a whole bunch of highs, a whole bunch of lows. It's a sort of sine wave. It's a gentle pendulation, undulation, up and down, with an ability to come back to self. And this undulation is the playfulness, it's the lila. It's the lila, the playfulness that gives life its flavor, its meaning, its purpose. If you were to go and watch a movie and it was just a blank white screen, it would feel pretty bland after a little while. Maybe people would start walking out of the cinema. On the flip side, if we go to watch a very fast-paced, dramatic film, maybe with some heart-wrenching scenes, we would find that our nervous system gets pretty activated. Somewhere in between the bland and the activation is this gentle undulation up and down, And the down is not negative and up is not positive. There's no value judgment. It's a continuous wave. If you like, the ups and the downs are the contrasts that are needed so that it's not just a flat line. So to some extent, those contrasts are needed. This is the lila, this is the playfulness. And meditation helps us to increase the window of tolerance. It helps us to encompass the undulations of our parts. And really, it's a two-way route. On the one hand, we're increasing the window of tolerance, and on the other, the pendulations, the swings of our parts are not so dramatic. They slow down a little bit. This is the meeting of self and the part. Eye to eye, heart to heart. And in the presence of self, every part begins to resonate with its qualities of peace, calm, gentleness, compassion. Parts can't help but to attune, just like a tuning fork, to the peaceful resonance of self. And so the sharp edges, the sharp ups and the sharp downs begin to smooth out a little bit. This is called coherence. In fact, neuroscientific research shows that meditation alters the brain waves. So it's medicine. This is medicine for our brains, medicine for our heart, medicine for our parts. Attuning to self is medicine. We say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And we could equally say that just 5 minutes of meditation a day can really help our well-being. Just 5 minutes. Either focusing on the breath, attuning to the heart, checking in with our parts, maybe gentle stretching, movement, soothing music, just 5 minutes a day. Daily vitamins for the soul. For those of us who really have a very busy mind, parts that are really stopping us from being able to meditate or even wanting to meditate, the best time of the day to start this practice is the moment you wake up, because that's when the mind is still peaceful, still quieter. The moment you wake up, see if you can take up a posture that's comfortable. And just 5 minutes. What's my intention for the day? How's my heart feeling? Which part of me would like to spend a little bit of time being cared for, being heard? And I'm purposefully keeping meditation practice broad and open to all sorts of ways of checking in with our inner world. Sometimes we can focus on the breath, sometimes on a mantra, sometimes on the third eye. Sometimes we can do some eye gazing in the mirror. We can scan the body and all the different sensations, feelings. We can notice the thinking mind. There's no one right way to meditate. And it can be different every time. Sometimes you'll be drawn more to just focusing on your breath. Other times there will be a part that will need your assistance. Each time will have its unique flavor. But each time we turn inwards, we provide medicine for our inner world. You might find the longer you sit, the more settled you feel. The ripples on the surface of the water dissipate, leaving a pristine reflection of the self. And when the parts look into this clear water, they see self. They see their own beauty. And just before we rejoin in the meeting, just know that meditation isn't some special magic thing that you only do once a day. Meditation can spill out into your entire day. So when you're washing up, that can be a meditation in itself. When you're in a queue, we can meditate. Meditation is not something that's removed from life. Life itself is meditation. So initially, you will find yourself having to set aside a chunk of time every morning for 5 minutes. But in the end, this practice will infiltrate every pocket of your life. So in a way, meditation is not so much a practice, it's a lifestyle. And this is sometimes what we say about IFS. The IFS starts off as therapy. And then as we get closer and closer to being self-led, we find that IFS is a way of life. IFS is something we practice with our family, with our colleagues. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining me in this gentle time. And as we come to the end, see if you can send a thank you note to any parts, to this gentle rhythm of your inner world. And see if you can take a more conscious breath into the body. Maybe noticing your body wanting to start to move. Yawn, sigh. And eventually you can open your eyes and orient yourself around the space that you're in. Thank you for joining me.